Hey guys, Jason Morris here. So, have you ever thought about just quitting, like just not selling real estate anymore, going and figuring out something else to do? I got some messages from an agent last year who was in this same position, and in this video, I'm going to give you the same advice I gave her, and I'm going to help you out. So, guys, if you like these videos that I've been doing, click the like button, give me a thumbs up on it. And if you know an agent that's struggling, share this video with them. Please share it with them. It's probably might turn their career around, might turn their life around, right? But if you're not subscribing to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll get notification of the next video, and I promise you I have a lot of really good content coming up. So guys, in the description, I am giving away my 2019 business planning webinar. Look for the link in the description to download it and get it for free. You just put in your email address and it automatically emails it to you. So let me tell you the backstory real quick. So I guess this was probably late October, early November. I had this agent. I knew the agent. She's in my group coaching. She had some deals fall apart. And if I remember correctly, we set up a phone call. And she was just struggling. Last year the market went a little soft. She had some deals fall through, and all of a sudden she went from, having a real comfortable pipeline, which is really, she was complacent. She went from having a real comfortable pipeline, deals coming in, money coming in, right, to all of a sudden having nothing coming in. No listings that are selling, no listings that have promises of selling, nothing. And I think a lot of agents end up being in this situation. You get complacent, you quit prospecting, you just, all the stuff that was working for you, you quit doing it because you got a little money in the bank. And then when you get a little money in the bank and you quit doing all this stuff, then all of a sudden your pipeline dries up and you go kind of into panic mode. Have you guys ever done this? Give me a yes or no in the comments. Have you ever thought about quitting? Have you ever went into that panic mode? So in panic mode is like when you check your bank account and you don't have as much in there as what you thought you did, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? So kind of what was happening was she's going into panic mode and she's going, hey, I need to get a job. But here's the thing. She said, even if I get a job, I still got to sell real estate. I said, really? She goes, because we still won't make enough money. They were heavily relying on her real estate income. So I told her, I said, here's what you do. And I broke these down into some slides here. Number one, well, here's what the aftermath is. I'm sorry. Let me tell you the end of the story. So a few days ago, I'm in group coaching, and she responded to another agent. I went October, November, December with no closings. I almost got a job. Jason can testify. I listened to him, and I kept making the calls. I called every lead. Everyone, sometimes I think that's 12 to 14 times. I closed more business in February and March, and this was just a few days ago, than I did all of 2018, and I have $4 million in the pipeline for April and May. Guys, think about that. I made no money, and no closings in October, November, and December, a whole quarter. And then all of a sudden, turned things around, had her biggest year. I want to say it was $1.2 million. And, biggest month, $1.2 million, and $4 million in her pipeline for the next 3 or 4 months. So based on her pipeline and what she closed, it's $5 million. Guys, that's the end result. So I want to tell you guys, the stuff we talk about in my group coaching, it works. If you guys are struggling in the real estate business, my group coaching is affordable. I even take 50% off the first month. If you use the code YouTube join, it works. So, and this was in the private Jason Morris mastermind group that you get with your group coaching. So she went October, November, and December with no closings, almost went out and got a job. So guys, I'm going to give you the same advice I gave her. Number one, whatever job you get, It's just not going to have the earning potential of selling real estate. A lot of us don't realize this. We have the golden ticket. We have a gold mine. Having your real estate license gives you access to a gold mine. You just have to go dig up the gold, right? Most of us can do an average transaction in our market and make anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. Some of you guys are making $10,000, $15,000 for an average transaction, which is wild. And you really look at what do you have involved in that. There is nothing you can do to make that kind of money anywhere else. Anywhere else. I mean, we'll just break it down real quick. Let's say you got a listing that sells and you make $5,000, right? $5,000 sales commission. Okay, and let's be honest, you follow up with a person 20 times. 20 times. Follow up. Okay, those follow-up calls are 5 minutes a call. Right? Some of them might last 10 minutes. Some of them you're just going to leave a voicemail. But still, that's only 100 minutes. So let's say that's just 2 hours. 2 hours in follow-up. You got 2 hours in follow-up. You got the listing appointment. 1 hour listing appointment. Okay. Then you got some calls with some agents on the phone. You got some just random stuff, that go into getting a listing, right? We're going to say another 3 hours in agent calls. I know that we probably have more than that because most of us get on the phone and we talk to the agent about nothing for half the time we're actually talking to them. But let's just say you got 3 hours in agent calls. Okay, let's say you got another 3 hours in agent negotiation. Okay, so right now we're only at 9 hours. Okay, then you go through the whole transaction. And, what else is there? You got to show up to closing. The other stuff, let's say you got another 5 hours. Let's do 6. Let's try to make this a round number. Let's see. So 6 hours in just miscellaneous closing stuff, right? It's 15 hours total. That's 15 hours total. Okay, 15 hours for $5,000. That is $333 an hour. Hey, Walmart, TJ Maxx, job at the mall is not going to pay you $333 an hour, right? Where can you make that sort of money? Even if you double it, and let's say it takes 30 hours, you're still making $160 an hour. You're still making $160 an hour. That's insane. So whatever job you find is not going to have near the earning potential as the real estate industry. Number 2, okay, you guys that are thinking about quitting, you're going to spend all this time and all this energy looking for a job. You need to go out and look for a listing. We just talked about it, $330 an hour. That's what it pays. But, a lot of us, we just don't have that drive. We don't have that motivation to do whatever it takes to get us where we want to be until our back is kind of against the wall. And sometimes when our back's against the wall, we do things that we normally wouldn't do when we have no other choices. Guys, this is what even if you're doing well in the real estate business, sometimes we need to put ourselves, at least mentally, in the position where we feel like we have no other choices. I do it to myself all the time, where I feel like I have no other choices except to go out and work really, really hard, Number 3, we need to accept that real estate sales is our job. Real estate sales is your job. Just accept it. Guys, there's all of these agents out there that They want to be marketers. They want to be consultants. They want to be all this stuff, but they don't want to be a real estate sales agent. Guys, our job is sales. Our job is sales. We sell a service that sells houses. We get paid on that service's performance. Like I said, number one, we get paid pretty well too, right? Real estate sales is your job. You need to accept it. That's your job. Your job, if you don't have a buyer or seller you're working with right now, your job is to go out and look for a buyer or seller. Number 4, that fear and that motivation. There's a lot of us that we're scared to call, right? We're scared to call. However, that fear of calling and that fear of like, oh shit, what do I do? I got to make some money. That fear for me, the fear of being broke, is far greater than the fear of calling somebody on the phone or calling somebody for whatever. Guys, if you need to use that fear, you need to use that motivation, you need to use whatever it is in you that says that fight or flight that's making you say, hey, I got to get a job. Hey, I got to get on the phone. I got to get on the phone. I got to start calling every person I got. I got to call every lead I got. Right? Guys, these leads that you have, you got to call them 12 to 15 times. You got to call them 12 to 15 times. If you're not calling 12 to 15 times, I mean, this is at least every lead that you get, you need to call 12 to 15 times. For sale by owners, it doesn't matter. You got to call them a minimum of 12 to 15 times because, there's a lot of agents, I hear it all the time. Guys, they subscribe to RedX. And by the way, RedX, if you tell them I sent you, they waive the $150 setup fee. They have a fantastic deal. I've been using RedX for well over 10 years, probably like 12, 13 years now. But every lead, you got to call them 12 to 15 times because if you don't, a lot of agents call one time, they say, oh, they said they already had an agent. Yeah, dude, they're telling everybody they already have an agent because it's the easiest way to get you off the phone. Think about it. Think about when a telemarketer calls you. When somebody calls you that you don't want to talk to, your go-to is whatever the easiest thing is to get them off the phone. But call every lead 10 to 12 times. Guys, a no today is not a no tomorrow. It's not. And you know what? I got something I forgot to put in this video as a slide. So we're going to go through them all, and then we're going to come back at the very end. I'm going to tell you something, tell you why you should go on every single listing appointment and what you should do if you don't have any listing appointments. All right, so listen to the end, and we'll come back to it. So now is the time, guys. You got to take massive action. You got to take massive action. Get every lead that you got over the last year, every lead that you got over the last 2 years. If you're subscribing to RedX, call them up. Get all the expireds from the last year. Get all the for sale by owners from the last year. Get them all together and call them all. Take massive action. Figure out who wants to do some business in the next 30 days. So, guys, if you're struggling in your real estate business, you need to be part of my group coaching. There's no excuses. It's cheap. It's low cost, it's high quality, low cost. It is the best money you will spend on real estate training. Use the code YouTube at the checkout, jasonmorrisgroupcoaching.com. So guys, let me tell you why you should go to every single listing appointment. Let's see. Okay, 2 things happen in every single listing appointment. 2 things happen. Number one, when you go to a listing appointment, you might get lucky and you might actually get the listing. Right? Have you guys ever had that happen? I'll tell you what, I've had people who swore up and down on the phone they were not listing with an agent. They were not listing with an agent. And I got there, I went through my presentation, went through my paperwork, went through my net sheet, all the research I do. If you don't have a full listing system, that's another reason you need to be part of my group coaching, because we talk about no cost to low cost lead systems. And you will, even if you join for 30 days, this month to month, even if you join for 30 days, you will get your full listing system in order. So number one, you might get the listing. Number two, you get to practice your presentation. Okay, and number three, you have a person that knows you to follow up with. Okay, so number one, you get to practice your listing. Number two, you get to practice your presentation, because we all need to practice our presentation. And you need a canned presentation. I hear agents say, "Oh, I don't like canned scripts. I don't like canned presentations. Oh, they don't work." Guys, they don't work because the problem isn't the presentation. It's what's in the presentation. Problem isn't that it's canned, it's what's in the can. You have a presentation that sucks, but you got to practice your presentation, right? If you go through that same presentation, think about how good you would be at it, and how good you would be at it if you went and did that exact same presentation in front of 25 sellers, 50 sellers, 150 sellers, right? Even if you don't get the listing, you got to practice your presentation, and you got a person that knows you now to follow up with. Eventually, we all know that eventually most for sale owners list their house. We all know that. And now you got a person that follows up. A lot of agents will go on the listing appointment, then they never follow up. They never follow up. And the thing is, if you're in this position where you don't have any listings, you need to get in front of as many sellers as possible. So what you need to do is really, really dumb down your qualification to where, hey, if they got a house that they want to sell that's a semi-reasonable price, I need to go meet them. I need to go look at it. The more sellers you get in front of, the more sellers you talk to, the more sellers you get in front of, the more properties you're going to list. It is just that easy. So guys, appreciate you listening to me today. Give me the like button. If you felt like you got something out of this video, hit the like button for me. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And guys, if you are struggling with your business, you're struggling with your systems, you're struggling with what do I do every day, join my group coaching, Jason Morris Group Coaching. Use the code YouTube at the checkout, and you will get 50% off the first month. So guys, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.